My name's Len DiCostanzo, and happy to have joined us today and for this very timely and relevant topic, Digital Assistant as a Service, how MSPs generate MRR with AI-powered automation. And our tagline is to get started without the heavy lifting. We've got a huge turnout today as MSP owners, leaders, sales teams, and MSPs looking to build and scale their AI-powered automation practice have joined us in force. So I want to get rolling and start discussing this opportunity with Pete and Jayesh and really help you accelerate your AI and automation journey so you can lead the conversation with your clients and your prospects. I'm Len DiCostanzo, CEO at MSP Toolkit. I was an MSP, started out as a solution provider, so I've been in this industry for 4+ decades. Sold my MSP in one of the first roll-ups, joined Kaseya and Autotask, spent a decade over at Autotask as channel chief, building our global MSP partner community, coaching and collaborating with thousands of MSPs around the world. And really, I like to say I've spent a career living, learning, and sharing best practices. And now I'm consulting with vendors like Valenta and bringing them to the MSP market and helping them accelerate revenue with channel partners. And really happy to be here today with my friends over at Valenta, Jayesh Kasim and Pete Garza, CEO and CMO over at Valenta. Jayesh, would you say hello out there to the audience?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks a lot, Len. I'm Jayesh Kasim, co-founder and CEO at Valenta. A little bit about me. I started my career as a graduate engineer working at Glencore, a global mining company. For the 3 years that I was there, I did a lot of project management and sort of loved that piece. Moving forward from there, I decided to do something more challenging and decided to purchase a franchise. I invested in a financial services franchise, did that for 3 years and opened 3 locations as well, and quite enjoyed it, to be honest. But it was at that point in time I realized a gap in the market for services that we offer today at Valenta, and that's really how Valenta came about in 2014. Super excited to be here with you all talking about our partner program.
Wonderful. Pete Garza, would you introduce yourself to the audience for the first time?
Yes, thanks, Len. Hi, I'm Pete Garza, CMO at Valenta. Like Jayesh, I started my career as an engineer at Caterpillar, and then got my MBA and got into marketing. And what I do now is I build hyper revenue growth engines for small to mid cap companies across healthcare, AI security, financial services, manufacturing, and now AI powered automation. I've helped 3 high-tech startups and 1 mid-cap to achieve major revenue growth and successful exits, and I'm able to double, triple revenue within 2 years or so. I currently live in Atlanta suburbs. I have 2 amazing kids, a boy and a girl. I love off-roading in my Jeep. I play tennis, and I love volunteering for Meals on Wheels and Habitat for Humanity. I'm super excited to be here to share our story with all of you.
Love it, Pete. I've been working with you for months. I just learned something new. Well, I've been playing pickleball a lot, so that's something that keeps me going down here in Florida in the Rosemary Beach area myself. So yeah, fantastic yeah, you playing pickleball?
Yeah, my son's getting me into it. So
who's out there playing pickleball? Somebody talk to us in the little chat box, the question box. But great to have you guys here. Sounds like Pete, you're going to really be able to help our MSPs who join our program, the Valenta Partner Program, grow their business. And Jayesh, sounds like you've got some incredible background to help lead this charge. So we're going to really keep our video on the whole kind of event here, and we're going to have more of a conversation. Certainly going to lead it, and then we'll bring in Jayesh and Pete as we need it. A couple of topics we're going to cover today. We're going to talk about AI-powered automation trends and the market opportunity for MSPs. We're going to definitely talk about digital assistant as a service and how you can monetize it. Kind of stay tuned, because towards the end, we're going to really show you the amount of revenue you can generate quickly with digital assistant as a service. We're going to talk about how to actually get started quickly with your DaaS offering. We'll be using DaaS for digital assistant as a service throughout our session today. Then we're going to talk about how to uncover client opportunities for digital assistant as a service. We all know that's certainly the best place for you to start with any new technology. And then we'll bring Pete in to really focus on marketing strategies to reach your client base and those SMB mid-market business leaders that are thirsting for this AI and automation technologies. And we're hoping to have room for Q&A at the end, and we'll give you some next steps as well. So stay tuned. If you want to type in questions as we go through the session, that would be great, and we'll have them at the end. So let's get rolling. So first, I want to have Jayesh give a little bit more of a background on Valenta. We are introducing them for the first time to the MSP channel. So Jayesh, would you share a little bit about Valenta to get us going?
For sure. So we're a global provider of AI-powered intelligent automation and analytics delivered as a service. We've been in business for over 11 years now. We've got a really strong team of 650 plus team members that increases month on month. As of now, we operate in about 20 plus countries. We've got slightly over 550 clients. And, obviously we have several certifications in place, the ISO certifications. We are HIPAA compliant, we are GDPR compliant, and so on as well. And we really deliver immediate impact to the bottom line. And our mission is to empower MSPs, MSP partners, and their clients save more and do more using digital assistants.
Love it. And I guess, Jayesh, just looking at some of these stats, 650 employees in 20 countries. That's a pretty amazing organizational growth over 11 years.
Thank you, Len. And there's, we're quite ambitious. So, there's heaps more to do.
Good. And I love the certifications. I know MSPs out there are always going to be concerned about security. So great to see that. So looking forward to getting you guys out there in the market and getting our MSPs in the audience ready to go at AI and automation. So let's touch a little bit about some of the trends out there and what that market opportunity is for MSPs. And really this first stat, we searched, very quickly and found so many great stats out there, but digital assistants drive efficiency gains of up to 30% in SMB workflows. And most MSPs out there are targeting that SMB market, the mid-market, and certainly some of you are inside enterprise organizations in a co-managed relationship. And really these efficiency gains are what digital assistants are all about. And the market is exploding, expected to be $70.4 billion by 2035. And I think what I always try to share with my audience is those are great numbers, kind of gives you the scope, but the reality is look in your client base, that's where your market opportunity lies right out of the gate. So focus there, not those big numbers, and don't get distracted by them because it's really simple. You know your clients, look inside your base for the opportunity we're going to share with you today. Here you see RPA and intelligent automation deliver 30 to 50% ROI within 12 months with cost reductions up to 59%. We're going to talk through a couple of use cases with Jayesh, and I know Pete has shared ROI with digital assistants. Valenta has seen even a quicker ROI. I think, Pete, you kind of got a stat in your head, I think, in terms of efficiency, but is that a real number? 30 to 50% ROI in 12 months?
Even sooner. I mean, we have a unique approach of Valenta where we work with the customers and go through an assessment of where the best process they want to start automating with. And we always advocate, think big, start small. So we go with one process, we automate it, we implement it within weeks, and then we can show significant ROI within 3 to 4 weeks after implementation validation. So a lot of our customers our clients are super excited when they see tangible, measurable results in a very short period of time, which then gets them excited to say, okay, what else can we do? What else can we automate? So that's really our approach, is to keep it simple, keep it focused, and then we can grow from there. So we're blowing away these numbers.
I love it. I think that's really the key. I think one of the things we've talked about, and I've seen, and I've done a couple of AI boot camps over the last 2 years, and it was all about Gen AI, and it's agentic AI. Now we're here talking about digital assistants, and certainly measurable ROI is the key, and I think folks are struggling with Gen AI in that area. So a huge market opportunity. And the way MSPs are out there attacking this market, you could see here a study by Canalys and Omdia over at our friends at Channel Futures, who run a fantastic event. Channel Partners, hope to see you there. We're actually going to be doing a live workshop at that event. I believe it's in April 13th timeframe. But the majority of customers are relying on partners for agentic AI or digital assistants. And the way MSPs are tackling it, very interesting, right? Partnering with specialized providers, partners, and experts, 47% of the folks are really focusing on building their practice by working with partners. Some have a hybrid approach, 24%, where they build and buy. And in fact, we're talking to some MSPs that are implementing AI and automation internally through the tools they have, but really to go out into their client base. They're looking to partner. So I think those top two really show a fantastic opportunity for you guys to partner with someone like Valenta to get out there and get started quickly in the market. Jayesh, any thoughts on this market opportunity for MSPs?
Yeah, no,
maybe kind of frame it how you're seeing it, even with your current franchisees.
Yeah, sure. Look, every business out there is looking at adopting technology, right? They all want to have an AI strategy. They want to implement it and so on as well. So every business is looking at it. The challenge they have is they're not sure how to go about implementing it, right? So for us, what we do at Valenta is we're not necessarily going and telling them to implement technology. We take an approach of solving the business problem, right? And the way we solve the business problem is using one of the technology solutions to help take care of that, right? So that's a slightly different approach that we take in the market, but that is really what gets businesses an ROI.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a hot topic. Everyone's talking about it. I mean, folks are reading it out there. So your clients are out there reading about it, guys, and we just want to make sure that you're out there servicing your clients. So here we have before we get into our next session, really just looking to understand a little bit about the audience. We want to understand which of the following best describes your approach to AI and automation. You're not offering AI and automation services yet, but you want to. We're planning to build an AI and automation practice in 2026. You're using AI and automation internally right now. We use it internally and offer a range of services to clients, or perhaps you're not sure. So we're really hoping to kind of get a sense for where you are. It'll frame our conversation a little bit. Obviously, our goal here is to share how to get started quickly if you need it. Maybe you want to partner with somebody. And I always like to get at least 2/3 of our audience, and it looks like we are definitely working towards it. So Jayesh, any thoughts on, perhaps your organization, what you've seen folks, like, do they adopt it quickly? Do they move in slowly? How do you see adoption of delivering this type of service?
Yeah, of course. And Len, are you asking more so from the customer point of view or partner point of view?
Yeah, I think probably from the customer point of view might be good, because if our MSPs are going to adopt it, we want to make sure that there's people out there looking to use it. Are you seeing great adoption?
Yeah, look, 100%, right? Every business, it just comes back to us educating them on what's possible, right? A lot of businesses out there, they have challenges. They're not sure how to go about implementing it. So we take an approach of educating them, and then it's telling our clients, think big, start small, right? And we get them those quick wins. We're able to implement the solutions in about 3 to 4 weeks, right? And once they see it, it's from that point on, they start scaling, right? They think about all the business processes, and it goes on. We've had some engagements start for, the first process being about 3 weeks, but, we've had implementations going on for about 2 years nonstop, because businesses are continuously identifying several processes.
I love it. So basically, once they start, they don't stop. And here we see we've got some really great results here. 25% are not offering, but want to offer AI and automation. We've got a percentage looking to planning to build AI and automation practice, and 44% are using it internally right now. And really, that's excellent, because it means you're kind of understanding what is going on with AI and automation, and probably make you a little bit more ready to go out there and show it to your client base. So thanks for sharing. We're going to talk about digital assistant as a service now, and use cases and monetization opportunities. And again, stay tuned, because a little later we're going to show you what the numbers actually mean. So we're talking about digital assistance as a service, but really we have to have a problem to solve. And really what you're seeing in this diagram here is today's organization is characterized by a proliferation of siloed applications. I've been working in the SaaS management space now for over 7 years, actually did a startup SaaS management platform back in probably 2020, Cordo Cloud Optimizer, been working with Calero. So SaaS is a huge problem. The proliferation of SaaS has really caused MSPs to kind of lose control. We're not going to touch on that topic today. There's more on MSPToolkit.com if you want to find it. But those siloed applications really produce disconnected workflows, disparate systems, where users are trying to pull data from multiple systems, pull it together. There's integrations going on, and really these multiple repositories and different systems of record cause pervasive, manual, repetitive, and error-prone processes to produce data to analyze on. And I guess, Jayesh, like, how are you seeing this problem manifest itself out there?
Yeah, look, every organization has at least 20 plus applications, right? And each of these applications are they're point solutions, right? And they do a great job for that particular function. A lot of these applications are coming with their own AI features as well, right? AI modules. But all they do is they're just giving you information from within that application. They don't necessarily complete an end-to-end workflow within the application or with a connected application. And that's where you have people that are doing all this work, right? And that's really where the challenge lies today. And it is going to be that way because every application is built to solve a particular problem, and organizations need multiple applications to run all their business functions.
And that results in that repetitive and error-prone process that digital assistants are going to solve, right? So what is a digital assistant? Cloud-based, hosted, managed, and delivered as a service, and certainly scalable. And this digital assistant is going to automate those processes across disparate systems and really reducing those errors near 100% accuracy, unifying those systems of record. And I know Pete and I have been chatting about what is a digital assistant for a while. Is it an agent? Is it just an RPA process? And Pete, from your side, what's a digital assistant?
I mean, in very simplistic terms, imagine it as a digital worker, right? A human worker has been converted to a digital assistant or agent that will not take breaks, will not call their girlfriend or boyfriend or text via social media, will not call in sick, will not take lunch, right? Will be available potentially 24/7, 365, working 5 to 10 times faster than the human being, and in many cases, 100% accuracy. So that in a nutshell is a digital assistant. And then you have the question, well, is it agentic, RPA, what is it? Well, our digital assistant really encompasses any technology. And really, we decide as Valenta, as AI automation experts, which of these technologies are required to be put into the digital assistant to get the job done, to automate that process or workflow across a multitude of applications. And that's what makes us unique versus other AI solutions. A lot of other AI built-in solutions work really well within their platform or their application, but don't play nicely with other applications due to IP, protocol, etc. Our digital system works within the client's firewall, so that there's no concern for cyber security, or if there's a leak, it'll be at the client's level, not through Valenta, because we work all through within the firewall. So that really is digital assistant in a nutshell. And then we really advocate in many cases to have the human in the loop, have someone that can oversee it, provide the verification approvals to ensure that what the digital assistant is doing is meeting or exceeding the needs of the customer. And then we offer analytics, these real-time dashboards that provide the necessary information for that human in the loop to make the right decisions at the right time. So this is part of an ecosystem, part of a total solution that ensures that whatever you automate, you're going to have 100% success.
Love it. So it's not about getting rid of the human. It's kind of keeping that human in the loop, reallocating them, and literally having your own assistant doing the boring, mundane work. And I remember in the early days of RMM, as I was kind of starting to become maybe a coach for MSPs, and everybody thought they were going to lose their jobs. I'm like, RMM, remote management solutions, are not going to cause you to lose your job. They're going to cause you to be better at your job. And you're not letting anyone go. Talking to business owners and talking to techs, you're not going to be let go. Just learn the tools and learn how to operate it. And it feels like we're kind of right there again with digital assistants and all that technology. So great answer. And I think what's that, Pete? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was going to add to a lot of our clients are saying they're seeing improvements in employee morale because now they're very talented, high potential employees who can work on more strategic, more impactful initiatives and then leave the mundane grunt work to the digital assistant.
Love it. I think that's really the key too, right? We want to keep employees engaged, elevate them into that next role, that next kind of series of responsibilities, a level up. So here I kind of broke down one of your use cases, a medical billing use case, and certainly this is kind of reminds me a lot of billing reconciliation for MSPs, trying to make sure that they're getting paid properly from their clients while perhaps not being billed or being billed by their vendors, and do the two match. So here kind of broke down one of the videos on your website. And by the way, guys out there, hit the YouTube channel for Valenta. There's a bunch of use case videos there that really kind of show you what a digital assistant is and what it can do. One of those videos is medical billing. DaaS, digital assistant, logs into a practice management system, securely processes reports, downloading data that it's going to use later on. It accesses the EHR portal, navigates to insurance and claims data, extracts claims data, cross-checks against the practice management system, literally what a human does in a very boring kind of way. And if records are missing because folks aren't properly data entering all the time, the digital assistant will actually add data where it's missing based on it knowing it should be there, details, provider, diagnosis codes, insurance data, ensuring all claims are entered. The digital assistant processes the final report and uploads it to the claims system. And this process, obviously faster, but zero data entry errors. And again, talking like following on what Pete said, giving the folks more time to take care of patients. There's a link to the video. So Jayesh, what's your experience? I know you kind of lived this process. Is this real, a digital assistant doing all this work?
Yeah, not only that, Len, we've had a situation where, it was a larger medical billing company where they had to individually invoice, right, for the digital assistant's time. And we programmed it in such a way that the digital assistant would invoice entities for its own time as well. You know what I mean? So it is really cool.
Yeah, it looks cool to me. I love watching that video. So, great process. I know we talked about, we're going to share some use cases, and here's some more live use cases, Jayesh. So why don't you talk through a couple of these and really focus on those outcomes and the benefits to the client.
Yeah. Look, this of course, is applicable to every industry and every functional area, right? So the few that we have up over here, the first one being a real estate and a property management, right over here, there was a lot of manual data extraction from forms, right, that tenants had to complete and so on as well. That was taking about 6 full-time people doing all this work. And we really had we programmed a digital assistant to extract all this information from 28 different document types and streamlining this process. So, so this one here was obviously we freed up 6 full-time people, to do things that were more important, right? More so on the customer experience side of it. The next one being Chantry Group, they're a franchise consulting business. So they consult with multiple brands, and of course, every brand has their own CRM. So they had a challenge where at the end of the day, they were going to their Outlook sent items, looking at all the emails and attaching them into respective CRMs, you know what I mean? Once again, it's such a waste of time, right? And so this is where we programmed a digital assistant that was able to do this in real time, you know what I mean? So, and again, it freed up about, close to 2,000 human hours, right? And provided real-time information. The last one here that we have is a HVAC business. And, during the summer months, especially, they get super busy, right? And they had a challenge with, their credit approval process. So we, again, had a digital assistant that would go check the credit score, put everything into the system, match the best lender for that particular customer, and so on as well. Again, over here, we freed up 3 full-time people for this particular business. And the payback in this instance was about 3 weeks, you know what I mean? So again, it's massive, you know what I mean? It's all about, look, let's just ask clients what their business problems are, and let's take care of it.
Yeah, I love it. Those are some, true real-time business use cases showing the application of digital assistants. So, think of some out there as we're going through this webinar, and think of some of your clients and what they may be going through. You guys know your clients pretty well. I'm pretty sure you find them out there. And of course, as MSPs, one of the survey questions earlier revealed you're doing a lot internally. And these are some use cases. Certainly Valenta can help you with them if you're not working on it. Ticket triage and routing, actually, perhaps service dispatch, client onboarding and automation, AI-powered help desk chatbots, not only for you, but perhaps for your clients, backup disaster recovery monitoring, making sure that you have the data needed in case you need to restore it, forecasting for resource planning, sales and marketing insights, one of the first areas that Gen AI really changed. So a lot of MSP use cases as well that can be tackled with AI-powered automation. So maybe we can get another polling question here. We're about to talk about how to get started quickly with your DaaS offering. And let's see what our next poll is going to ask us. It's going to ask, do you see potential DaaS opportunities in your client base? We've shared a couple of use cases, and we want to know if you just see them from a general viewpoint. Like, yes, you see opportunities in your base. No, you don't see any, and you're not sure at this time, but now that you kind of understand what a digital assistant is, you're going to maybe start looking, maybe have that conversation with your clients. So love to have a bunch of you guys out there kind of respond here if you see opportunities in your client base. I'm thinking back to when I had clients, and certainly I could see a ton of opportunity in the construction vertical. Like, Jayesh, what kind of verticals do you see actually really focused on automation, digital automation like this with a digital assistant?
Look, it's really, once again, every functional area, every business, right? So today, think about logistics, think about manufacturing, there's healthcare, there's professional services business such as accounting firms and so on as well. We have clients across a diverse range of industries, right? So it is really applicable everywhere. And just as an example as well, then when we start, once the paperwork is signed and the client is ready to get started, the very first things we've got to do is make sure we've got credentials and so on as well. And 50% of the time, guess who we're speaking with? The client's MSP, right? So, this is exactly where, so that's how big the opportunity for MSPs are as well.
Wonderful. Well, we've got our number here, so let's close the poll. I'll share it, and we'll kind of see what folks are seeing out there. So 38% of you are seeing opportunities, 6% are not seeing it. Love to maybe have you pop in. I understand you don't have a chat window, but there is the question box, so maybe you could just kind of comment on why you don't see opportunities. Is it perhaps your vertical? Perhaps you don't think they have the budget for it? But I do like that you're not sure at this time, but ready for conversations. We're going to give you a couple more conversation points in a second, but I love the fact that folks are already seeing opportunities in their base. So thank you for kind of responding to that. So let's talk about how to get started quickly with your DaaS offering, right? Building that AI and automation practice without the heavy lifting. And again, knowing, I kind of had a little joke with Pete and Jayesh chatting about the master MSP model, and it was back when break-fix service providers, IT service providers didn't want to become an MSP and build their managed service practice. Too many tools, too much new technology, didn't want to change their ways. So the master MSP model showed up, and service providers or solution providers partnered with those master MSPs who acted like the MSP with the RMM, with the ticketing system, with a service desk approach. Of course, MSPs, that's part of their core business now. We have MSSPs now, where MSPs partner with managed service security providers. That's a model now where MSPs didn't really want to do all the things needed to build a security practice. Now you're seeing MSPs more and more taking it in-house, but that MSSP model is still alive and well. And here we are now with Valenta looking to become, a master AI and automation service provider, because you need to build an AI-powered automation practice, or you're going to be left behind. You want to, if you build this practice, at least a client retention, certainly differentiation. Imagine burying a couple of digital assistants inside your client base. For whatever reason, if you ever have to leave that client, they still need those digital assistants. So it's almost like revenue that's never going to leave you, and retain that client pretty much for life. You become a forward-thinking MSP with AI capabilities. Excuse me. There's going to be a lot of consulting up front. We're going to talk a little bit about AI and automation workshops, but a lot of professional service consulting revenue as you work with your client, and Valenta is in the background developing those digital assistants for you, and then giving you that digital assistant managed service, and ultimately reducing cost, scaling your service delivery, giving you the chance internally and your clients to reallocate resources. And as Pete said earlier, really increase employee output and morale. And really, as you start, we're going to show you what it amounts to later on, but continual growth as you stack and step up MRR with your clients. And building your DaaS practice, just like becoming an MSP, a lot of tools that you need to bring into the business, need to retrain your staff, you need to learn them, a lot of complexity in building your DaaS practice. And once you kind of have all the tools to build that practice, now you got to learn how to work with those ERPs, those CRMs, those siloed applications we talked about inside your client, and take input from multiple channels and process that with your digital assistants. So a lot of effort going into building your DaaS practice. And on top of that, a lot of roles you have to think about hiring inside your business. Now, of course, you can retrain some of your team to take this role on, and that's normally what will happen inside an MSP. I see it, seeing it now all the time as I work with MSPs building their practice, but a bunch of roles you have to fill and build. So that leads to a lot of challenges. So I guess, Jayesh, in your, you built a huge organization, found your tools, learned the process, learned the pain points, and hired the people. Is it easy? Is it hard? What are you seeing?
Yeah, look, it's not easy. A lot goes into it, you know what I mean? And it doesn't stop, you know what I mean? So, with people, it's always upskilling people as well, right? That's an ongoing activity with technology. There's new technologies that keep coming, but it's not necessarily going after the next shiny object, right? There's a lot that goes into thinking about which is the most stable application, which is the best solution for the client, and so on. And it also goes back into optimizing processes before just automating processes. Once a process is automated as well, what we do is every month we're sort of reviewing it, right? We're looking at, okay, is this still the best solution for the client, or can we optimize the solution, right? And so on as well. So there's lots. It is a massive piece, you know what I mean, to do it right.
Yeah, well, it certainly sounds like building a new practice. Pete, any thoughts on the challenges MSPs are going to face building their own practice if they haven't already done it?
I think
and actually, if they've already done it too.
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say time, speed to market. Your client base is already being probably bombarded by lots of other vendors or solution providers trying to get them to implement AI in their own businesses. And the train has left the station to some degree. And it's taken Jayesh years to build this company and its capabilities. And the question you kind of have to ask yourself as an MSP: do I have years to build it, or speed to market really the most important thing at this point? So I'm pretty sure all the MSPs on this call can figure it out and do it. It's a question is, can they do it fast enough and not lose all that opportunity in the market that's available today?
Yeah, I think time to market and that long-term effort is key, and certainly maybe more risk, maybe perhaps a better ROI, but the key, partnering with a strategic vendor. And I see MSPs doing it all the time. I did it. I didn't want to do cabling. I hired a cable partner. I didn't want to do phone systems. I work with a phone system partner. So I think MSPs are used to partnering with strategic vendors out there who really, understand partnering, lower cost of entry. You mentioned quicker go to market, expanding offerings quickly, solve those client challenges now, and start generating revenue, both from projects and recurring revenue from digital assistants. And I think what I always like, when I work with a lot of vendors taking them to market, make sure you have the right marketing and sales support to help MSPs go to market, and you as the MSP can focus on account management. And really, I look at it as a bridge to practice building. If you want to ultimately build it yourself, maybe they'll learn from what Valenta does, but bottom line is, partnering with a strategic vendor is a pretty good way to get started. Here you see Len's new acronym, guys, MASP, right? Don't use it. I'm just bringing it out there. Managed AI and Automation Service Provider. That's really what I think Valenta can be to you guys out there. So Jayesh, talk a little bit about why MSPs should partner or would choose to partner with Valenta and get started quickly without the heavy lifting.
Yeah, for sure. So it's instant scale, right? Straight away getting access to a team which is continuously growing, 650 plus. It's zero hiring hassles. Today, it's not easy to find this talent and retain them as well, which is all taken care of. It's a proven system, so there's low risk, high reward. We've been doing this for a while. We've got a franchise system as well, so we've got all of that taken care of. Again, having a franchise system, we already have all the tools required for a partner program. And as Pete mentioned, it's speed to market, right? You can literally get started the same day, right? And start working your client base.
I love it. So really just getting them out there and getting them started quickly. And again, we've been working hard over the last several months, putting together the Valenta Partner Program for MSPs and really putting together comprehensive support to our new partners, onboarding and enablement across really not much on the product, but consulting enablement, teaching you how to run automation workshops and really bubble up opportunities in your base, enabling you on the sales and marketing side, on the billing side, giving you some great marketing and lead generation tools that Pete's going to share, pre-sales and sales support. We're there. We co-sell with our partners without a doubt. I think it's, bringing the experience of Jayesh and Pete's team is going to be fantastic. And of course, ongoing training and development, webinars like this, and a bunch of educational content. We're going to touch on an AI and automation workshop, which we feel is a key part of this program. And I think one of the keys here is we want to help you get started. So we've built digital assistants, discounted digital assistants into the program to help you automate some internal processes. We can talk about that. If you want to reach out, email me or whatever, we'll have a link to book some time at the end. But we actually are really looking for some early adopters here, and a limited special offer of $1,000 market development funds to drive client awareness of your DaaS practice. And I think that's a really solid offer. We want to try to get a few of you in to work with you. Pete, how might they kind of join and get this MDF, and what kind of support will you give them on that? I guess we're going to touch it later, but maybe a quick overview.
Yeah, so a big chunk of that would go through digital advertising, social media advertising, to really get the awareness of you as an MSP that now you're offering this solution, and use it also, this type of messaging content we have available that you can use with your client base and get them excited about what you're now going to offer.
Yeah, so we'll have
prime the pump, Yep.
Yeah, we'll have an activity form. You'll fill it out and basically submit the activity. We can do a webinar. You can do a lunch and learn and drive your clients to this event. So stay tuned. By the way, if anyone's out in Miami, December 10, 11, and 12, we're going to be out there running a workshop. Hit me up and maybe we'll grab lunch, or you kind of come in and sit in on the event. So we're out there doing our own workshops and trying to teach folks how to get into this market. So it looks like a great program, guys. Spent a lot of time with Pete and Jayesh, so let's get rolling. So once you're a partner, we just kind of wanted to share how it works. First, you're going to go out there and look to drive awareness to your client base of your new DaaS practice, and Valenta is going to provide co-brandable marketing assets. We call it campaign in a box. I know you've seen other vendors do it. I'm hearing a little echoing out there, not sure why. Then once you drive awareness in your base, engage them in a consultation kind of way and identify automation opportunities. And again, we're going to talk about an automation workshop next slide, but we're going to give you this wonderful layout of a workshop that you can actually bubble up opportunities, and that's going to really get you started quickly to engage your clients and close deals. And Valenta will co-sell with you, providing the quotes, telling you what type of digital assistant is needed, and help you prioritize the AI and automation roadmap for your clients. Because as we've talked about, once they do one automation, once process is automated, they'll continue to deep dive and do more automations. And then you, as obviously owning that account, you can participate and co-manage that project, as Valenta does all the work, designing, building, testing, implementing, and going live with that AI-powered automation solution. And you could stay involved every step of the way as deep as you want. And then always managing that client relationship, taking that first support call, escalating over to Valenta's support team. And of course, we understand the value of trying to show ROI. There are some excellent automation and performance and ROI dashboards that are available to you and your client to see how these assistants are performing. And as we've talked about, you now can guide your client to that next roadmap item and execute it. So leverage the benefits of AI-powered process automation delivered as a managed service by partnering with Valenta. And here we have the AI and automation workshop. Again, been hard at work at it. It's a partner program asset where you execute. We'll kind of jump on a call as you join the program with you. And if you're looking to execute internally first, we'll kind of run that workshop, let you see how it's done so you could take it out into your client base. We expect you're going to sell it to your C-level contacts at your client, perhaps by department, because that's where you're going to find the most opportunity and see folks doing a lot of repetitive tasks. And basically, bottom line is you want to invite the exec team, department leaders, and actually the execution team to this workshop. There's a little bit of pre-work that has to be done. We have some templates that we provide you to share with your client. You can launch with a kickoff call layout, provide those templates for them to complete a deep dive in a process worksheet, and then ID some apps used in that process. And really, once you've got some of these pre-workshop activities executed, you just run the workshop where you're going to look at the technologies that they've gathered, analyze timesheets that they've filled out, showing the work they're doing, bubbling up the repetitive work that they're doing, and then we'll be able to prioritize the digital assistance needed based on the ROI for each process. And then each process has a deep dive worksheet that you'll complete, and ultimately you will record that process with your client. So what you're seeing right here, revenue generating workshop, time to record and consult with your clients, get them into this workshop to ultimately bubble up opportunities and send those recordings over to Valenta, who will produce a quote. You get that quote, you mark it up, you sell it to your client, you close the deal, and let Valenta do the heavy lifting of building out the digital assistant. And Josh, I know we're hard at work here. We're still kind of putting all the pieces together, but any thoughts? Do you see a value here in this automation workshop for MSPs?
100%. This is massive, right? The best way to execute these workshops as well is to get clients out of their work environment into a meeting room. You know what I mean? So you've got their complete attention. And when this is done, if this is done in, if you have less than 5 people, it's about 4 hours. If you've got a group of up to 10, it's probably a full day workshop. I wouldn't recommend doing any more than 10. And look, it's all about asking questions, right? We've got all the templates, right? And we can train MSPs on how to conduct these workshops. We're happy to conduct the first few together with MSPs as well, and sort of co-train on conducting these workshops as well. But once these are executed, once we've got those processes, it's the start of a very, very long-term relationship. It becomes a very sticky engagement as well. And clients are going to think about the MSP as a trusted advisor after this is done.
Sure, I think it really elevates the MSP. Certainly, I know MSPs are moving more consultative. They're always that trusted advisor, and I think this only enhances that relationship. And I guess right now, I think this is pretty much, it took a while maybe, but this to me is the most important slide. Just how much revenue can you generate? How much profit can you generate? And what you see here is, I always talk about a service catalog approach. You very simply have 3 new services that you can add into your service catalog: a 1-hour digital assistant, a 4-hour digital assistant, or a full-time 24/7, 365 digital assistant. These digital assistants work every day of the month for the time allocated and scheduled. And what you're going to see here is your cost, right? Now, these costs are approximate. We'll certainly talk more about them based on the process, but you got a monthly cost for 1, 4, and a 24/7. And what you're seeing, if you're out there selling a full-time digital assistant, if you think about lead processing, every one of your clients has to sell something. They all have a lead process that can be automated. So those of you maybe earlier that said you don't see an opportunity or any processes to automate in your client, I think Jayesh said earlier, there's a lot processes across verticals, and certainly lead processing and selling are processes across every organization, and you need that full-time assistant processing leads from multiple sources: website, chat on your website, emails, really questions coming in all the time about offerings, so you can sell a full-time digital assistant. And perhaps even think about your tech. We target 60% utilization, let's say, for tech. And they work full-time, but that's 8 hours and only 60% utilized. You look at a digital assistant, very similar. They could be working all day, but maybe they're only 60% utilized because the lead process only utilizes 60% of that time. You actually can fill more processes in as you move along that adoption, that AI and automation roadmap, and continually add until maybe you pop in another digital assistant. And monthly, if you're looking right here and you get 10 1-hour digital assistants across 10 different clients, 5 digital assistants, 4-hour digital assistants across 5 clients, perhaps 5 24/7, maybe across 5 clients, maybe inside 1 client. It really is kind of dependent on the process, but you're looking at, for 20 digital assistants across your client base, potential of almost 50K in monthly recurring revenue, putting out profit. And you didn't have to hire anyone. Your client pays for the implementation and deployment. Valenta does all the building, and now you're out there billing for your digital assistants on a monthly basis, and annually the numbers really jump out at you. You're looking at $570,000 of annual recurring revenue. And I know there's a lot of M&A activity out there. Folks are looking for what type of ARR you have. On top of that, what's that profit look like in annual profit from digital assistants? And again, they don't call in sick. They just keep on working. And these are real numbers, folks. We have partners putting out full-time digital assistants. So any thoughts on this revenue, Jayesh? Is it real?
Yeah, no, 100% it is, you know what I mean? And it is, and as you can see as well, it doesn't take a lot, you know what I mean, to build a very, very sticky revenue stream and, you know, adding value to, adding business asset valuation as well, you know what I mean? All it takes is just understanding how to go about it, and we're here to help our MSP partners with that as well.
Yeah, I think being sticky is really key. I mean, I can see, you know, potentially these digital assistants living on forever inside your client and evolving, of course, as well. So this revenue opportunity, I implore you guys, I did a session with my buddy Terry Hedden, and he had so much energy. You need to seize this opportunity now. You know, Pete talked about, you know, you can't be left behind. This is where it's at. Jump into digital assistant as a service. Start figuring out where in your client base you can put these digital assistants, and let's get to work putting those digital assistants out there. So we're going to focus a little bit here now on some marketing strategies to reach your SMB and mid-market clients, as well as potentially business leaders outside your client base. And we're going to have, let me see if I can get Pete to control the screen. And Pete, let me know when you got it, but I think this is going to be a very important session. And Pete, take it away.
All right, thanks, Len. Yeah, so what's the fastest way to grow your business and automation to $500,000 or more? We advocate selling to existing clients. You can see here from Small Biz Trends research, the probability of selling and closing a deal 65% with existing customers, while with a new prospect, it's only 13%. So the bottom line, you know, it's a lot easier and probably faster selling to your existing clients opposed to selling to net new clients. So we're advocating, go after that low-hanging fruit, right? Selling to clients first. You know your client base better than anyone, and we're here to help you and train you and give you the necessary information and guidance on figuring out which of your clients and processes make the most sense. We're going to help you, and I'll get into more detail of the content and the messaging and the top performing emails and posts, et cetera, that you can leverage to get the awareness among your clients, to get them excited, to want to have a conversation with you, how they can make their business that much more effective, leveraging AI automation. With our help, we can then help you run these AI workshops to identify those processes that can deliver the most value in the shortest period of time, and help you co-sell. We can quote for you, and then help you win that business. And then we take over in terms of the actual development, implementation, testing, and validation of this new automation at your client. And obviously, you're going to be every step of the way. I just want to emphasize the fact, and I know Len and Jayesh have done a great job, is you will always continue to own the relationship with the client, right? We want to work behind the scenes, developing and delivering the solution and giving you the necessary tools and dashboards to demonstrate in real time the raw value that they're getting through working with you in your business. So here, you know, Valenta, we have a world-class professional marketing team. We can deliver the support and services you need in areas of brand awareness, social media campaigns, local trade shows such as Lunch and Learns, even webinars, dinners. We'll get you the content and our best practices that's worked well for us. We have industry-specific content. So no matter whether you're in healthcare or manufacturing or logistics or financial services, we've got an example of success for you. And then we have some lead gen campaign templates and sales enablement tools you can leverage. And we've structured in a way, I call it pre-approved evergreen content packs. So we'll have the email sequences, top performing social media posts, all the infographics, case studies, videos that you need that you can co-brand. And we allow it to insert your managing service provider logo next to Powered by Valenta.
So here's an example of co-branded assets that you can share with your clients, such as overview brochures, case study templates, flyers, handouts, white papers, use case videos, and case study videos. And as you can see here, you can insert your logo with Powered by Valenta. You can also run an awareness email drip campaign, leveraging these top performing email templates. We have several series of 5 to 7 emails showcasing case studies, informative videos, ebooks, and clear calls to action. You can also leverage top performing social media posts to drive awareness among your followers and clients. As you can see here, we're showcasing measurable ROI, measurable results, and we're also providing thought leadership like build it versus buy it, where it provides pros and cons of whether doing it yourself or partnering with an organization like yourselves to help them implement AI automation. We also go across several industries with our posts. You can see here for healthcare and for logistics. And then on the third example here, we're showing how critical reports can be generated to really make a big impact for a client. We have customizable landing page templates and copies as well that you can once again insert your logos. Customizable sales PowerPoint presentations that you can deliver to clients to really present our story and how we deliver value through AI implementation and how we avoid the pitfalls and ensure that we follow a very vigorous approach to ensuring that when we implement, it's fully tested and validated and they can start seeing results within weeks. We also have Overcoming Objections Guide. We've worked with many customers across several countries and dealing with lots of concerns, especially in the areas, for example, of we already optimized our processes manually, or the upfront investment in ROI are uncertain. Employees will resist automation or fear job loss. And we've come up with some really good responses to these concerns or objections and been very successful at it. So we're more happy to share how we overcome objections with our prospects. You can leverage industry-specific content and use cases, and we've developed them across these industries from accounting firms, financial services, manufacturing, healthcare, construction, logistics. You can also leverage co-branded use case videos, and we've developed them to where they last between 2 and 3 minutes. And they're great videos in which it really shows your clients tangible examples of how the digital assistant can really improve efficiencies, do things faster with higher accuracy so that your employees can work on more strategic value-add initiatives and feel engaged and see their morale skyrocket. You can also leverage co-branded blogs and case studies to really position yourselves as well, partnering with Valenta as a thought leader, as a trusted advisor in this journey of AI automation. So once again, thank you very much for your time. We're really excited to present how you can really get into AI automation and build a practice partnering with Valenta and how you can really make a difference for your clients. You can schedule a call with Len at calendly.com/LenTime, or you can visit us at valenta.io/MSP-partner-program. Well, thank you so very much and have a terrific day.